All right. Hi, everyone. You're welcome to today's meeting. Um, so as usual, we're going to go through the demos. You're going to walk us through your feature and then the code behind it. Preferably on production link, you know, because it's been deployed. And then after that, we're going to go to the retro, and I'm going to say more about it. This is our first retro, so I'm going to talk more about it after the demo, and then we'll conclude with the issues for next week. All right, so Khadija and Ibrahim, you guys want to start?
Okay.
So we give an
Okay,
explanation.
Ibrahim will explain the functionality, then I'll explain the code.
All right.
Okay. If, can you, Khadija, can you bring up the code, please? I mean, can you start your server there or
Okay, okay, let me do that.
yeah, can you respond to explain the functionality?
One moment, please.
Do you need the link or?
Yeah, I'm looking for the link.
Okay, let me share it with you real quick.
Oh, all right.
I sent it in the chat.
This,
Okay.
We should probably go through your issue, like what you're expected to do. Do you have it open?
okay, I'll issue.
So,
Let me open it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is our PR. Here is the,
You can go
this
to
is it.
issues. You can go to the issues tab. Oh, issue. Oh, yeah. That's it.
Yeah, here's the issues. So what we worked on today, well, Ibrahim is supposed to do the explanation, so
All
I'm
right.
just
yes,
sharing.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. So, I'm already up with my laptop. I don't know if my network will be enough to share the screen.
Yeah, we can hear your voice clearly.
Okay, okay. So, the things we are asked to do, yeah, come on. Sorry, please let me open it from my end. Yeah, you can't see it very well. So am I going to show all the things we have done, or I just have to read them out?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Hello,
You said?
like this acceptance criteria is not the task we are asked to do. Do I just need to read them out, or I have to show us how we did it and where we have done what on the task?
No, you can just read the title. Just as a user, I want to add a new item so that we'll know what to expect while you're doing your demo. So now we can see what your task is about. You can now do the demo.
Okay. Okay. So our task is to and there is a component, the add item component, which will display a form. that we allow the form we allow the user. Hello.
We can hear you.
Okay.
Khadija, maybe you can go to the browser now, the URL.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Yes. Should I talk about the UI now? I'm still reading the. I'm still trying to access the task on my end.
Yeah, you can explain the feature now on the hosted
Okay.
link.
Okay. So we have a component here or a page here where a user can enter the name of item that they want to buy and how soon they are going to get the item again. So for in the item name, the user is allowed to enter the item, whatever they want to buy, they will put it in the item name. And then they now have the option of choosing between three duration in which when they are going to get the item again. One is soon, that which corresponds to about in 1 week's time. In 1 week's time, then kind of soon, which is about 2 weeks time, 14 days, and then not soon, corresponding to like 30 days after they got the first one. So once they have filled the form by putting the name of what they want to get and how soon they are going to get it next, then they can submit the form by pressing the add item. So once they add the item, it will be added to the item list on the server. So, and then there will be a message that will be displayed whether the item has been added successfully on the server. The message will display if it is added successfully, that the item has been added successfully, and then it will disappear after like 5 seconds. Then, if it was not successfully added from the server, then another message will display that the item was not added to their list, and they should try again. So I think that's the functionality of the app. So that's what we are trying to demonstrate now. So once the add item has been added, it will show item. Oh, there is something is happening whereby the item is not safe. Please try again. Why? Is your internet not good? This is not what you think.
Yeah, I seem to be having a bit of internet problem, but ideally it's supposed to work. And if it worked, it would display on the database.
Yes, if it's work, we are supposed to see the item saved to the item successfully added to the list. Yeah. Yes. Are we all clear about the functionality now?
Yeah,
Yes.
I tried it on my own browser. It works.
Yeah, Khadija, I think
So,
you don't have a token. That's why. So if you go to the home page,
Oh yeah, that's why
yeah,
I have to
because
create a new. Yeah, because it's the merge from the main, right? So yes, I
yeah,
know that.
so they are like different. So in the next or maybe today,
Okay.
some of you can handle this.
Yes. So now it's
oh,
There we go.
yes,
working.
Yes.
now it's working.
If you check the
Working.
database, I think it's probably here or somewhere. Fresh. Yeah, this is it. X was saved.
All right.
So then onto the code base. We wrote a lot of code actually, but we can go through it together. So our code is under the add item.jsx file. First, we can go over the UI first, then we go over the logic aspect of it. So firstly, we use the form since we have an onSubmit that will handle submitting the form to the database, and we use the post method instead of the get method. Then we have
your screen again.
You can't see my screen.
Yes.
Is it just you or everyone?
I can see your VS Code.
Oh, okay.
Same here. I can see it.
All right. So as I was saying, we have an input element for the item name, and it has a corresponding label for it. We use the ID. ID is equal to item name, and then HTML4 is equal to item name. Then we have a field set that contains the radio buttons that we used, and it has a legend that describes what the radio button does. So we have each radio button has a value that is corresponding to the buying frequency. The soon has a value of 7, kind of soon 14, and then not soon 30. And then we have the button to add items to the database. So when the user clicks on the button or presses enter, the handle submit function would work. But before that, we have a handle change function. So we passed it to all our inputs so that it can update our use states. We have a use state where we have item to add and then set item to add. So we have an object, it has the item name and then the buying frequency. So whenever the user changes something in the input, it reflects on the objects. So the handle change, we destructured off from e.target, the name and the value. And then we use set item to add the new value, including the previous value, to our item to add. So afterwards, when the user clicks on the add button, it triggers the handle submit function. So we use an e.prevent default to prevent the default action of the form, and then we use a try and catch for our add item. So the add item is a function from our Firebase util. It's here. We completed it by using the add doc, which is part of the Firebase methods. It would add a new document to the list collection. So it has a date created and then the date last purchased and then the date next purchased, and then we have the name and the total purchases. So we called it inside the handle submit function, and here we have it. We have the list ID, which was passed as a prop to our add item, and then we have the item name and the days until next purchase. And then we checked whether if the document has been submitted successfully. We have a message, and we have a message that we use a use state with. So it set the message to the name of the item was saved to the database. And then we have a set timeout, which removes the message after 5 seconds. And then we have the set item to add so that we can reset the form back to its original state. And then we have a catch when if the item was not saved to the database, it renders this message. And we have the message, it's displayed on top of the form where we have message, and then we have a span that displays the message. And that's it.
All right, thank you. That was a lot, and I'm really happy and super proud of you guys for how you handled it and everything works, the functionality.
Yeah.
So yeah, well done, guys. Does anyone have any question or comments or anything?
Yeah, I have just one note. I noticed that they added style, right? You added some CSS styles.
Yeah, we added the CSS style for the form because it was displaying it horizontally instead of vertically, like the UI, the wireframe we had linked with our issue.
I just wanted to clarify that you don't have to add any styles for now, even though it doesn't look like the wireframe, because the wireframe is mainly for like showing the functionality and not just like to explain how it will look like, because we will have 2 weeks at the end of the cohort just for styling. So you don't have to, I mean,
okay, no problem.
It's okay to add style, it's your preference, but just don't waste your time for now. You will have 2 weeks at the end of the cohort to add all the styles. Yeah, but great job overall.
All right, thank you. So I can stop sharing my screen now.
So before you do that, please can you show me where you saved the token, or where you're attaching the token to the API call or something like that?
Oh, that is
at the add item.
yeah.
So I'm trying to link it to
it passed in as a prop from app.js.
Okay, can we see app.js?
Okay.
Hello.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, well done, guys. So can we see Kiss and Alexandra's picture?
Are we good?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Is Peace trying to present?
Yeah. Should I start from the... Okay, Alex is there. Should I start?
Yeah, I think you can show the functionality and then I can show the code.
All right. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. We are supposed to create a button in the home component that will allow users to create a new list. So this is the button. So by clicking the button, it generates a new function, a new token, and saves it to the local storage using the list token function. So once the token has been created and saved, the user is redirected to the list view. So if I add an item,
Coming.
and then I go back to the list view, it will be showing the item I added. So if I reload the page, it's not going to show me a button because I had already generated a token. I will just be redirected to the list view. So I think that's the fourth functionality that says if a user does already have a token, they are automatically redirected to the list view. So that's all.
What if they don't have a token?
Yes, that's the point where the button showed, the button that showed initially that said create a new list.
Okay, can you delete your token now so we can see it redirect you to the home page? You can open the network tab, the application tab, inspect DevTools. What is it called? Yeah, DevTools.
So
And
where
then
do I delete the token?
application.
Okay.
And you can see local storage under storage by the left. Use the arrow to unfold it. Yeah, so delete.
So if the user does not have a token, you see the button to create a new list.
All right. Well done, guys. So we
Thank
can
you.
see the code now.
Okay, I'll be sharing my screen. Can you see VS Code? I guess so. Great. So we can start briefly in app.js. The first thing we had to do, you can see on line 22 actually, we had to remove the default list token that we had in the original repo that allowed us to like have already something to work with in the first week. It was here and we had to set it to null, which basically means that if you are a new user and you don't have a token, you start with null. So you start with seeing, we're going to see it later, you start with seeing the home page as if you were not a returning user, and then some things will happen later on if you decide to create a new list. So this is kind of like the default initial state of the use state list token. It starts with null. Then, okay, this was the first thing. And then before we move on to the main component where we worked, which was home, we needed to pass this state we saw just now, so list token, and set list token to that component because we're going to use it. So moving on to home, a couple of things at the top. We had to import, as you can see here, a library. So an npm, like a npm install, and then have this function generate token extract from the dependency we downloaded, the Collab lab shopping list utils, which we're going to use to generate token. But for now we imported it, and we also had to import use navigate, sorry, not use navigate, but navigate, which will allow us for the redirection from path, from one path to the other. So yeah, once we have installed and imported these functions, a function and a hook, you have this button here in the JSX, which is the one that Sandy showed you from the app. You have a handle create list being triggered, being called whenever you click on the create a new list button. And we can take a look at what it does. Handle create list, so line 6. The first thing that happened is that we call inside that function the generate token function we have imported. What it does is that it generates a random string made of 3 or 4 words, which is the list token dedicated to a given user. So we generate the token by calling the function, we store it, and then we set the list token to the token we have just generated through this imported prop set list token. And this is in a nutshell what this function does whenever you click on the button. First, token is generated, and then it's saved in local storage. Another small piece, and then we're done, line 11. What we wanted to do in terms of behavior is that if you don't have a list token already, so if you haven't created a new list, you stay in home and then you see the button. Otherwise, if you have a list token already and you try to visit home, you get immediately redirected to the list path, and this is what we are achieving here. So if there is a list token, so the value is not null anymore, which we saw in homepage, you are redirected to the navigate hook directed to the list path, and you see what's in the list component. That's all.
Okay. Can I say the list component?
Sure.
All right. Can I also see the add item component?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what you did in the list component where you check if they don't have a token to redirect them back to the home page, I think you need to do that to the add item too, because without the token, I'm able to access the add item component. And then it fails because I don't have a token to use for my API call. But aside from that, it works, and good job, guys. Does anyone have any question?
Just to reply to your comment, I think it makes complete sense. I completely agree. Is it something that perhaps we could do today and just push, basically have the same code that we have in list, where if you don't have a list token, you get redirected to home, and I check if it works and I just push it, like I merge it with main, since it isn't anything huge?
Yes, please. If you're able to do that, you can do it today so that by tomorrow, everyone have the updated branch to pull from.
Yeah, we'll do.
Also, we need to delete you already, Alessandra already left a comment in the review. So if you go back to the add item, there is the list ID prop and also the. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
It said that was done, I think.
Okay. The item to add, I confuse it with the list ID. But also another thing that we can do is maybe to hide the navbar if there isn't a list token. So in the homepage, maybe to just hide the navbar because it doesn't make sense to have it. If you don't have a token, you can't go to the list or to the add item. So maybe just if you go back to the production link, maybe if you can.
Yeah. Can you see it? Because maybe I just shared my VS Code, so I should
we can't
stop sharing.
We can't. Yep.
You can't. I quickly share the entire thing. Okay.
Yeah. So here in this page, if we don't have a token, we can just hide the navbar because yeah. But
since they will be redirected. They will be redirected inside anyway. Once they create the token, they'll be redirected automatically.
But anyway, you still need to add the check because if someone like type it in the address bar, so if, for example, if he typed slash list, he will be able to go there. Not slash list, slash add item. He will be able to go there. So you still need to do the check. So we can do both, hide the navbar and also do the check.
Okay, the check that we already have, but we need to add item plus hiding the navbar. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. For the check, there is something like you can either do it inside components, or you can do it in the route in the app.js. So in the app.js, you can do a ternary operator. So you say if we have this list, you can go to this component, and if not, just navigate. So if you go, you can do it even
here.
there. Yeah, in the elements. Yeah. It's your choice.
Yeah, maybe it's a bit more readable and practical because at this point we have in redirects everywhere, almost everywhere. So maybe it does make sense that we add it here. But yeah. I don't want to change too many things.
Yeah, you can do it in the app.js or you can have it inside each component.
Okay,
Any
just
approach you take is fine.
Great. I'll just do these couple of things this evening, and then provided that everything works, I'll just push to main directly.
All right. So yeah, we conquered week 2. Everyone, well done. All right. So if there are no other questions, we'll move on to the retros immediately. So I already created, let me quickly share the link. I already created the retro board, and as I said on Slack, it's really a place to like share knowledge and understand what we did and what we could have done better. And Collab Lab, what you should understand is that Collab Lab as a whole is somewhere you can be yourself. You can literally like let your guard down. Nobody is judging you. Nobody is holding anything against you. So you can really say anything you really feel like during this retro, how it really is in your mind. And then after that, we're going to read it out, and you can use the opportunity to address things that you think we can improve. So far, we've all been part of the process. And if you've noticed anything that you think we can work on, this is the time to say it. So it has three tabs. Appreciation is one, what went well, what we could have done better, and then action points. So we're going to take 10 minutes to fill them real quick. Remember to add your name after writing yours, because GitHub does not track who is creating what. And then we'll come back and read them out real quick and then take the issues and close for the day. So 10 minutes, it's giving you 4 error. Are you logged in? Because it's private. Are you logged into GitHub?
Yeah, I should think so. Yes, I am.
Is anyone else able to access it?
Yeah, it's okay for me.
It's working for you.
Also for me.
What's going on? So it's supposed to be accessible to everyone in our repo.
Let me try signing out and then log in again.
Yeah. And also ensure, okay, it has to be the same now, like it's the same GitHub profile, in case if you have to.
Yes. Okay.
Check and let me know. The rest of us can go ahead and fill ours. In next 10 minutes, we'll come back.
I think it's still not working.
Can you share your screen?
Okay, let me do that.
No, I want it to verify.
Possible. Maybe she doesn't have access, but it's not possible. She has been pushing like
Yeah, should I push into the repo?
to the repo.
No, I want 835. So let me know if I can make it public, because it's private. Project.
Mhm.
So can you share your screen again, please? Let's go through the project tab on GitHub.
Okay.
Hello, please, are you able to share your screen?
I should share my screen.
Mm-hmm. If you go through the
Okay.
network, the project tab, are you able to see two projects? One is the weekly issues, the other one is the retro.
If I go through what?
So can you go to our repo? Can go to our repo.
Yes, this is our repo, right?
Yeah. So see project tab. There's a project tab there.
Okay.
I haven't even seen the other projects. What's going on? Can you click on link a project?
Okay.
So did you log out of GitHub and log back in?
Yes, I did.
This is weird.
I'm not sure,
Yes.
but I guess the new projects in GitHub, I guess maybe they have separate access. So probably Stacy or Andrew need to add her. Maybe they forgot to add her or something like that.
Well, she has access to our repo. So I can see that Peace has written a card. Alexandra, are you able to access our retro board? Ibrahim, are you able
Yeah,
to access the board?
Yes, yes, I'm able to access it. I'm currently writing it. Although I noticed that if you are not logged into the GitHub account, you won't be able to access it. So I just, because
Yeah,
I was not able
because
to access it before. So once I immediately I logged in, I was able to access it.
yeah, it's a private board. It's a private project, so anyone that is not logged in is not supposed to access it. But Khadija is logged in. What's going to happen is that most projects make a copy. So can't even see. Okay, so I can't see an option to make it public. Maybe I was supposed to do that during the creation, but when it gets to your turn, you're going to say yours so that when we sort it out, we can easily add. Is that okay, Sandy?
Okay.
Khadija?
I can just type it as a mess. Oh, no problem. I can say it.
All right. So Alex, are you able to add your cards?
me,
Mm-hmm.
I can access it, but I haven't yet tried to write the cards. I will do now.
All right.
Yes, it's working.
All right. Does anyone need more time? All right.
Just 1 minute, super fast.
Yep. All right. All right. We're going to read them out now. I think I'm the first person here. All right. For appreciation, we're going to start from here and then read down, then go over to this column. So for me, I'm giving a shout out to the team. We worked really hard during these 2 weeks, and it's usually, the time to settle in and get used to things. And we really handled it well. Everyone has gotten used to everything, and we really delivered. So shout out to the team. Yeah, so Peace, you can go.
Shout out to Alessandra. I really learned a lot collaborating with her. Like she's amazing.
Yay. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so I guess this is Ibrahim, right? Because I didn't see any other one labeled with your name. Is this you, Ibrahim? Hi, Ibrahim, are you there?
Yes, yes, that's mine.
Yeah, you can read it out.
Okay. What did I? Okay, I said shout out to the team, specifically to our tutors and my colleagues. Well done. I really appreciate your time because I've really benefited a lot from everyone in the group.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, Alessandra.
I wrote, maybe I read both of the ones that I wrote. The piece Sandy was great this week. It was super nice to work with her. I think she also had a pretty stressful week aside from the Collab Lab. So shout out to her for being open to new ideas, very curious about the implementation, and just a great teammate. And then also to our mentors, thank you for always being so supportive and ready to give advice, information, and suggestions. We're lucky to have you, so thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, Rita.
Kudos to the team for the effort and time they have put into finishing their task and overcoming all the obstacles by themselves. You all did great this week.
Yeah, I agree.
Actually, 2 weeks,
Yeah.
sorry.
All right, Peace, you can go.
It's my turn.
No, Peace. I think Peace has one more ticket.
Shout out to our mentors for being patient and kind. Thank you, Chiamaka and Reda.
Thank you so much, Peace.
Thank you.
All right, Khadija, you can go.
Okay, so shout out to our mentors, Chiamaka and Rita, for being so supportive, and also shout out to the other pair. Like I said in the comments in the Slack, the PR gave us an idea on a blocker we had, so that was really awesome. So thank you.
Yeah. All right, so for the what went well, the ACs were all met, which is the most important thing. You know, our app is working, functionalities are working so far. The collabies really adjusted fast because we've been here, you know, we've seen how, you know, it's not always smooth to adjust really fast on the first week and second week, but you guys really blended in well and you came and you started working immediately. So that's really nice. That went well. And now you're very conversant with all the processes. So everything is working fine. So that's what went well for me. All right, Peace, you can go.
Okay, we were able to add all the functionalities alongside having two pair programming sessions. So I actually learned how to collaborate on VS Code. Thanks to
Yeah.
Alessandra.
Wow, that's so nice. And by the time we are done with 8 weeks, you'll be very, very used to it. All right, Alexandra, you can go.
Yes. So yeah, I also wrote that we met all the ACs, not only the pair I was part of, but the entire team. So shout out also to the other pair, which had, I think, a pretty difficult task and very laborious. And we also received useful feedback, which is great to see. I learned from reading other people's code, so everything went well.
Yeah. Is this Ibrahim or Rida?
No, it's not me. You already said all, so I didn't find anything to write.
All right.
Actually, since the beginning of the program, I've really enjoyed everything, and I think everything has went well. And so, nothing really to say, just that I really appreciate everyone in the group, and everything is fine for now. And I've learned a lot, especially getting my way around GitHub, collaborating with GitHub, and also to my partner this week. Khadija, she actually showed me and taught me how to use VS Code Live Share too. So that's the first time I'm using it. So I really appreciate that. And I think everything is going well and fine now. Except, okay, so maybe when we get to work with have done better, I can say that. So that's all.
Yeah, that's really true. I always tell new collabies that by the time you're done with the cohort for 8 weeks, you'll be a pro when it comes to Git and GitHub. Like you do it every week. So it's really beautiful to watch. All right, Khadija.
Yeah.
Actually, Alessandra also taught me how to do pair programming of VS Code. So it was nice sharing the knowledge to Ibrahim. So this week was very intense, but we were able to meet all the acceptance criteria and do all the necessary changes. So it was good.
Yep, I agree. All right. So what could have gone better? What could we have done better? So peace.
Okay, at my end, everything was awesome.
All right. So for me, the first week really went very fast. I think you guys raised your PRs on Tuesday or Wednesday. And then the second week, understandably so, it took longer time. So now that we are very accustomed with everything and how it goes, so if we can try to make our PRs by Thursday, so that people reviewing can have time to review and give you feedbacks and everything, and by Saturday, you've merged your code, it will really be, nice. Yeah, that's it for me. Okay, Alexandra.
Yeah, I had the two. So the first one is that it would be great to review with you, even just if you could give us the link or where there was that useful image about the week broken down into ideal steps, but also what you said just now about like by Thursday having the PR more or less, unless there is some really big blocker, and maybe that as a team we give feedback to the other team in maybe 24 hours or something like this. It would be great to have that clarity because maybe some people weren't at the first kickoff call when this was discussed. And then the second thing is that I feel like it's normal that we have maybe a busy life outside of this. It's very normal, I guess all of us do. So because we're all a team, if you have a week where you are really stressed and you can't make it by a certain time, I feel like it's better if you write it on Slack, that I also do it, then maybe you won't be able to do something in 24 hours. So we are prepared rather than maybe we wait guessing if you will be able to make it or not. It's not addressed at anyone, just because I know that this is something we do on the side of a ton of other things.
I agree 100%. So it's part of the team communication that we are preaching at Collab Lab. So yeah, by all means. All right, Freda.
Yeah, we can also improve the code review. So it's always good to, for example, even if it's not your task, it's better to read the issue, see the acceptance criteria, and compare it to what the other pair do, suggest ideas, anything. But I noticed only Alessandra has given a review so far, and others like maybe they didn't see the any issues with the PR, and that's fine. But just let's put more effort in reviewing the PR. I know it's time consuming. I know it's not easy. You can even ask question in the PR, as I said in the presentation. You can always even ask question in the PR. If it's not always the review that you need to say fix this or do this, you can also ask question if you don't understand a part of code or anything. So yeah, we can do better in the code review. And also the same thing as Shamaka and Alessandra said, it will be better if we have the PRs ready by Tuesday, so the other pair can have time to review. and also as the mentors can have the time to review. Yeah.
Do you mean Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday, sorry.
Thursday. All right.
I
Yeah,
always
Tuesday is too early.
I always mix them. Anyway, I have another is communication, and Alessandra already talked about this. So let's rock the Slack. Let us all know what's going on with your task. If you have any obstacles, if you have anything, let us know. So maybe we can help. It's not always the mentors who will help, but the other pair also can help if anything happens. If someone can work a week in that week or something like that, just let us know. So for example, 2 people working on an issue and some of them is sick, just let us know, or he having some problems, just let us know. Maybe the other pairs will jump in and help, maybe the mentors will jump in and help. So communication is key. And also it's a skill to know when you ask for help. If you are stuck on an issue for too long, ask for help. It's better for you and for the team. Yeah, and that's it.
All right. Yeah. Okay, Khadija.
I think both Rita and Alessandra have spoken about what I wanted to say too, so there's really nothing to add more.
All right, Ibrahim.
Actually, same here. Unless the other thing that I just want to add is that like I've asked before that there are some codes on the this thing. Like there are some of the codes that are just there from the beginning that I thought like if I just want to make it as a suggestion, like if at the beginning, especially during our first meeting on introduction, most and some of the codes can just be explained to us like, okay, this is how this is what this is what they are doing here, and this is what we are likely going to use it for, because some things I just read, we just thought that it is, especially some part of the database. I just have to go online and search for it and start connecting the dots together as we go on. So if we have the information from the beginning of the program, it will make sense, and it makes things easier and makes us to understand the codes better.
All right. Yeah, you talked about it during the office hours. That's really noted, and I will suggest it to Andrew, of course, to see if we can put it, it can be part of the process at the beginning of the program. But if there is still something you don't understand, even now, you can easily put them on Slack and then create a thread. Because if you want to do it now, it's really late. So you can just create a thread of the particular code, or even if it's a whole file, you don't understand what's going on there, and then we'll discuss it under there. Is that fine?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, so that's it for our ritual. I'm really happy we did this. Are you guys not happy we did it? So, and I hope, and I hope it's really going to improve, how we work moving forward. And I really appreciate you guys very well. We are doing well, and we hope that it gets easier with time, as we move on. So yeah, Reda, can you go through the issues under 2 minutes?
Oh, I forgot
late.
about the issue. I forgot about the issues.
So just brush through it. Then when they read about it and there's something confusing, you can always ask.
Yeah, sure. I have something just to not forget. There's something called co-authored by, and it's a way to just, for example, if like 2 people working on the same issue, you can actually write commit with your name and your pair name. So you are like both. I will send the link in the end. I will send it here after I go through the issues. It's just something I wanted to say, I wanted to share with you.
I think the importance of that is so that GitHub will add it as your collaboration, like you're part of the collaborators, right?
Yeah, it's like, so when you open the commit, you will see that you will see it's authored by, for example, Khadija and
Okay.
Alessandra.
Okay.
So you both get credit of that commit, of that particular commit.
Yeah.
So because most of the time when you are pairing, someone is writing the code and the other is like mentoring. So when the one who writing the code is committing, it's kind of he's the only one who getting the credit for that code. It's not really that, but it's for GitHub, it's only one. But if you do that co-authored by, you will both get credit that you both wrote that code. That's the idea. Okay, so let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right, so this is the issue 5. And as a user, I want to join an existing shopping list so I can share a shopping list with another person. So we want to allow users to join existing shopping list so they can manage them with friends or family. This will take the following step. The user will enter an existing token into a form. The token is saved to local storage, and the user is taken to the list view and shown the existing list. So it's basically you are entering a list token and it will redirect you to the list view. So the acceptance criteria, if a user doesn't already have a token, the home view view shows a form that allows the user to enter a token to join an existing list, in addition to the button that allows them to create a new list. So this is already created in the previous issue, the button that creates the new list, and you will just add another input form that another input that will allow the user to enter the token of an existing list. The input that
sorry, hi Reda, can we skip the AC and the notes to just
the
description and the topic? And I know this issue has the wireframe. We can just show the wireframe.
No, it doesn't have the wireframe. No, this doesn't have the wireframe. So basically, you just need to have an input form that you will enter the token into it, and with that token, you will be redirected to the list. So there's something here that I need to point out to it because it's kind of confusing, Chamaka. I'm sorry about I know we are over time with 8 minutes, so I will just try to. So here you can assume that the user will only be sharing a token if the list has actually items on it. So the way it's working now, a list token, it's not created in the Firebase until you add an item. So that's why they are saying here you can actually assume that a user will only be sharing a token if the list has actually items on it. Because if you don't add an item, that list won't be existing in the Firestore. That's the thing I wanted to point out too. So here they said if you would like, you can save the token to Firestore immediately when creating a list. And then a user will be able to share an empty list. So you can save that token if you want the users to share empty list. That's up to you. If you would prefer to share empty list or no. Yeah. So I will go to the next issue, which is as a user, I want to filter my shopping list to make it easier to locate an item in the list. So this is a pretty much simple issue. So we just need to allow the users to search through their list. That's it. Yeah. Is that?
There's a wireframe.
No, yeah, here there's a wireframe. No.
You've opened it.
Yeah, I know, but the open bar, I have a Zoom the zoom bar, and it doesn't allow
Oh.
me to click
Oh.
on the. So I just clicking until it show on the left of the zoom bar.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So
So
you will
that's the
just have,
search bar.
yeah. So this is the search bar you will have here. So
Yeah.
you just
We
you will
sent
have,
a
but
link to the chat box. Can you quickly open it for the first issue?
sorry.
There's a link in the chat box for Zoom chat for
Oh,
the
okay,
other
okay,
for the first issue.
okay. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the down, yeah.
Yeah, that's the wireframe for the first issue. So you will have the like the create new list. This is already done in the previous issue, and this issue is to have this input here and this join an existing list button here. So you enter the token here, and you are redirected to that list if it exists. If it doesn't exist, it will show an error message here. Yeah. And that's it for our super fast issues. Do you have,
Yeah.
do you have any questions?
That's pretty much it. So you can just go through the details, the ACs and the notes and everything, the whole links there. And then if you have any questions, you bring it to us on Slack.
Yeah. Any preferences? Who wants what? Yeah.
The second issue, the
Okay.
one with the search.
she
This
wants the
week was
easy issue.
hard.
All
Okay, it's
right.
fair enough. But okay,
Yeah, that would be
let's
you and peace.
see.
Yeah.
So, okay, so Hadija and Pace for the second issue. Okay. And Alessandra.
And that's pretty much it. Reda is doing office hours this week, so he's going to reach out to
Yep.
you on that. And I'm doing the code review. So when you're done, you can tag me on your issues on GitHub. So I'll go through them. Any more questions before we go?
Just
None?
one small thing. So please create your branches. I mean, to the other team, but also us tomorrow morning, because I will be pushing to make these small changes tonight. So you have the latest version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, I have one more thing to add about what we could improve. So our commit messages need to be better to explain what was pushed to the PR so that other people could have an idea of what happened.
Very important.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Bye, guys. There's nothing else. So see you on Slack. Bye.
Bye.